All right, welcome back to another Epic Home Studio Tour. Today is a unique one because, well, it's, of course, another home studio, but this is really a house with multiple home studios in it, which is really cool. Here in Nashville, huge part of the music industry here is songwriting. So I got to go hang out with my friend Dan Swank, who is a songwriter, producer, engineer, guitar player. He plays in the band All Time Low. Really nice dude. Invited me to come over and check out his home studio. Actually showed me around the whole house and I got to see a few other rooms. So shout out to Dan. Thank you for having me over. If you guys don't know who All Time Low is, go check them out. What's cool about the studios in this house is that they are by design created for cranking out high quality demos and doing productive songwriting sessions, or co-writes as they call them. Again, thank you, Dan, for having me out. All of Dan's links down in the description. Check out All Time Low. They're going on tour. And give Dan a follow on Instagram. If you're new to the channel, every Monday there is an Epic Home Studio Tour or some sort of epic studio tour with different friends of mine or just people that I admire and look up to. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can check them out. All of these videos are sponsored by Sweetwater. Sweetwater's an amazing partner of mine in this channel, and they allow me to make all these crazy videos. If you didn't see it, I uploaded a video on the stereo Neve compressor, the 33609, last week. Go check that out. This compressor is so freaking rad. My friend Peyton, a drummer from the band Leland, came over and we actually stuck this compressor on a few different mics and tried it out. It was a lot of fun. So if you guys are interested in the gear stuff, again, make sure you're subscribed. Studio tours on Monday, gear videos throughout the month, and random other stuff if you guys like that. Subscribe, hit the like button on this video. Let me know what kind of gear you're looking at getting down below. All of the gear that I use and love, I link in the description if you want a shortcut. It takes you to Sweetwater, the sponsor of the video, and it actually supports my channel. So if you want to do that, links are all down in the description. By the way, I also do Zoom call consultations and mixing and all the services you see listed here above at ANDREWMASTERSmusic.com. If you want to check that out, jump on a call with me, ANDREWMASTERSmusic.com, and let's go check out Dan's studio. So you don't live here.
I don't.
What is the story of this house?
There was a time in my life where I lived here, and I also lived at the house next door too. So these houses, we call them the blue house. This is the white house. They're both, as you can see, just normal houses in a neighborhood called the Nations in Nashville.
Very cool neighborhood too. I haven't been here in a while. It's popping.
It's great. Yeah, everything's walking distance. I mean, Daddy's Dogs is right there. So yeah, so all these rooms are catered towards co-writing sessions and production works, sort of bedroom producing on steroids.
How did you get connected with the guy who owns these?
I had a friend who used to play in a band with one of the guys who used to be in the Blue House.
Okay.
So there's a band called Tonight Alive. One of their band members, Fakayo, was David Hodges' intern, and he also had a production and writing room in the Blue House. And he was moving to LA, so my friend Maddie hit up Shelby, just bear with me. Maddie hit up Shelby, who is the publisher, our publisher, and said, hey, I have a friend, Dan. He writes and produces, and he would be great to fill a spot in the houses.
All right, so all of the space in this house and the house next over are just crazy writing sessions all day, every day.
All the time.
That's so cool.
All the time, man. Yeah, so like today, there'll be 2 sessions going on at the Blue House and 3 over here. Constant music coming through the walls, and that's sort of the whole community and like inspiration behind the houses of hearing what other people are working on. And
yes,
it's not competitive, but it's inspiring.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, show me around. This, looks like a community space here.
Totally, yeah. So currently this is sort of in a transition process. Like a short-winded answer, yeah, this is in a transition phase as far as furniture goes. We're gonna vibe it out a little bit more over the next couple months, but still, yeah, it's like this is your common area. We're gonna maybe paint the walls and just vibe it out a little bit more, a little less parents' housey. Yeah.
Good to have the space for when people need to get out of the room and
100%.
And just write or be away from someone for a minute.
Totally, man. Yeah, and we have a patio on the front of the house, obviously, and on the back too. So one of the nice parts about my room is I can just quickly go out on the patio and take a little break or just clear the head.
This is awesome. It's like cribs, you know?
It is. It's very cribs.
big, awesome kitchen.
Yeah, little piano there for inspiration. Don't mind the junk.
Gosh, these ceilings, what are these ceilings, like 10, 12 feet?
Yeah.
So high.
So high, dude. Up the stairs here. Yeah, so like I said, all these rooms that would normally be bedrooms are spaces. So this is Dave Villa's space, his cozy little abode. And again, it's really catered towards like plug and play. We're in a writing session with 3 people. I'm running track. Like let's make stuff happen.
A7Xs. Oh, I've never seen an 88 key station. That's cool.
Some
Yeah, a little interface, computer.
Yeah.
Got vibes in here.
Straight vibes. Whiskey. Didn't know Dave was drinking again. I'm just kidding. Dave is in here. We'll go see Mike's room. We'll take just a quick glance at the room to be, like the master room that the guy who's in the blue house now will be coming over there, Jamie. So it's Jamie and David over there now, but Jamie's gonna come over here. We'll just take a little peek in here.
Sure.
We're just doing a little studio walkthrough. We wanted to show, hey bro, how are you?
Good to see you.
Are you guys doing a write?
Yeah, we're just trying to finish some songs, and I guess we wrote this like a year ago.
What are these? Are those Neumanns?
Yeah,
KM...
these are actually, I'm borrowing all of these microphones from a good friend, but...
Are those 56s, 54s?
No, they're, I think they're the 182s.
182s?
Yeah.
I just love this whole pile of stuff over here.
It's a good time over here.
And whatever, it looks like a cigar box. Well, thank you for letting us pop in here. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Good to see you.
See you guys.
Good to see you.
See ya. I don't know what's going on down here, but just to sort of complete out the top floor, the spot here, we got the master.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
And then this will be Jamie's room.
And you've been here for, well, you moved into the other house 2 years ago. We're there
Yes.
for a year, and now you've been in the room you're in now for...
I moved into this room last week. It's very new. I spent a lot of time just like painting and figuring out how to work with the space because it's a little smaller than what I'm used to. This is my sacred bathroom.
You do a lot of thinking in here.
A lot of thinking. This is my writing room. It changed everything when I painted these walls. I did it myself, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it transformed the whole vibe of the room and just makes everything else that's in here look a little bit cooler. And I think that is a big deal when it comes to a stranger most of the time.
So what kind of stuff are you doing in here? You're writing,
Yes.
I understand that. But for, let's say, some kids watching this and doesn't really know what that means.
Yeah, the best way I can describe it from my last experience, which was yesterday, you get set up with an artist who's looking for songs. You know, it's my job to sit at the desk, and I started with 3 things: tempo, key, and part. Do something as simple as playing some chords at a tempo. Sometimes you'll listen to songs in the works that they have to get a vibe of where their project is going. And other times you'll just like pull up artists that they dig on Spotify and songs that they dig and be like, maybe we chase something that's similar to this. It really is pulling something out of nothing a lot of the times. After they leave, it's my job to tune the vocal that they tracked and finish the demo.
Okay.
But over here, like, one of the things that everyone can speak to this, we don't like sending demos, we like sending masters.
Something that sounds good.
So yeah, you're sort of taking a loss early on by, okay, this person's not paying me yet to do this, which to some people sounds psychotic, and everyone has publishing deals and whatnot, so they are being taken care of in some way. But when you spend 10 hours on a track that you just wrote for someone that you don't know is even gonna get cut, a lot of the times people are like, why do you do that? But in the long game, you'll be amazed at how many people will come back to you and hire you based off of the fact that you spent 3 hours to make their vocal sound good.
And then finally something gets cut or somebody pays to go into a studio, and then you actually see it through.
100%.
And this is like what percentage of your work job?
This is it. I mean, I play in a band called All Time Low, but as you know, we haven't been able to tour because of the pandemic. So right when I joined the band, we got to do maybe 2 weeks of gigs, and then the world shut down. So I had to come back to Nashville and figure out how I was gonna make it work.
Yeah, I thought they had a studio here, didn't they not?
Ryan does.
Oh,
Ryan owns a studio, and that's the reason I got connected with them, was because I got hired to work at his studio out of college. As far as my job goes, this is what I do. And the beauty of it is a lot of those co-writing sessions, that you do for free. You send that artist something that they like, and then 2 months later they come to you and say, hey, I loved what you did with that demo.
Yeah.
Would you be open to talking about actually doing something for me?
All right, well, so how are you liking this room? How's it different from the other room you were in?
It's definitely smaller. I knew it was gonna be a smaller room. I was downsizing a little bit. So my old room was the size of the unfinished room upstairs. I moved in here and realized, like, if I'm gonna put panels up, this window is not centered. It doesn't really make sense to put 2 panels back there. As I said, I just moved in here like a week ago, and there's still plenty of things to figure out sound-wise, but
Breaking it in.
I wanted to get the vibe right. I wanted it to look better and cooler than any of my other
Comfortable.
rooms before. The one thing about these houses is the bleed from upstairs to down here, which has been
Not
an
insignificant.
adjustment for sure. Luckily, I work sometimes later, like 4 to 10, and Mike gets in here at like 7. But there definitely are noise wars
Oh,
in
sure.
the house.
So primarily guitarist.
Yes.
You got a controller in front of you. You go to playing some chords on the keyboard.
I'm decent at keys. I would never go up on stage and play. I'm great in the key of C, right? No black keys, I'm a champion. Otherwise, I can figure it out, and luckily, as everyone probably knows, you can just do it in MIDI. Either transpose it after I play it, or just draw it out in MIDI and go from there. But yeah, guitar player first for sure. That's how I start every co-write that I do, or yeah.
What are some of your favorites? Because you have like a nice combination of electrics and acoustics and...
Yeah, so a few of my
Banjo.
guitars are in storage with All Time Low World right now. I have a Chris Shiflett model Telecaster that's probably my favorite. But this here right here, this is actually my intern Caleb's guitar, and he brought it over here not too long ago, and it has this little tone knob that
Oh yeah.
you can hear the difference right there. That's where the gain is at on the Kemper. I'm running everything through the Kemper. But just cleans it up really nicely and gives it really nice body. So a lot of the times when I'm working fast and I just want to, sort of plug and play and get parts down and ideas down, if it's a gainier part, I'll go to that world, and if not, I'll just sort of go to this sort of cleaner stuff based off of this little tone switch knob. There's also this new Strat, and I needed this. I get really caught up, and if it needs to be thinner, I'll fix it in the machine or whatever. Again, my intern Caleb was like, we should get a Strat. I don't play Strats.
How dare you?
And then we get the Strat, and I'm like, I love Strat. It's just I get so caught up in like all that stuff. So this is my old baby. This is the first guitar I ever bought with my own money, and it's super worn and, in retirement. Yeah, this thing's been with me for like 11 years. And then as far as acoustics, I have 2 of these Paramounts. One is really nice and bright, and most of the time I'll use that guy. There's also this guy, which is a little bit more dead, and
Ooh, drier sounding.
yeah, if you want a nice, drier, duller sounding acoustic, I typically go for this. This is an acoustic bass. When I was in college, my best friend and roommate won a GoPro contest. He shot a picture of me playing guitar on the side of the street. It was a GoPro and Guitar Center collab, and the picture won, so he got like $600 of credit towards Guitar Center. And he bought himself an acoustic bass. And I mean, just because we're in Nashville, standard banjo.
Now, how great of a
is.
banjo player are you?
Not super great, man. Luckily, we're in Nashville, and there's no shortage of players. So, but yeah, I keep all my percussion stuff here just because when we're writing and I want the chorus to have a little more movement, I'll just grab that, come over here, and track it in. So it's all just meant to be sort of out in the open. This old Wurlitzer here right now is one of my favorite things in the room. It's one of my favorite things to write on. I just love the tone of a nice old Whirly.
And you're using that like for writing, or do you ever plug it in?
I haven't plugged it in this room yet. I have, but it's mostly, for writing, and I have a loop going over here, and I just want to play the chords of what's going on back there over here. I just love the feeling of how that sounds and what it can inspire. And then this is the old Nord Electro 5D. This is what I use on stage with All Time Low as well. I play
So you do press keys on stage?
I do press keys on stage.
Yeah.
I don't play a ton of keys on stage, but it is up there with me.
So you're using the Kemper.
Kemper.
That's the go-to workhorse.
That's the workhorse, man. There's so many tones that come with that Kemper and Rig Manager. Again, back to that thing of if a song's being written and things need to keep going, I can't be, hold on, that's cool, but like, let me find a right tone. I have my EQ here. Some of the effects on here, some of the stomps I'll use, but a lot of the times just through Pro Tools, I have buses set up that have the tone. If I want a chorusy tone, I'll play a doubled guitar part on this dry and then drag them in, and like, it's how I want it to sound in there, so.
And then what kind of computer? Oh, laptop.
That's the new MacBook.
Is this the M1 13?
I believe so.
How do you like the Apollo?
I love the Apollo so much.
Do you come out of the Kemper XLR, or how
Yes.
does that go into the computer?
Yeah, so I'm coming out of the Kemper mono into the Apollo input 2. What I like about that too is like I don't have to have anything armed.
I see you got the, is it 451?
Yes.
That's a good one. And then what is this? Oh, the art. What are you using this guy for?
I'll use that sometimes to run a vocal through. It's great, basic pre. You have your gain control, output level. There's a little low cut filter here. Most of the time I'm running the Apollo into these Pueblo pre's, so it's these two pieces together.
And those are going to the speakers?
Oh, those are going to the vocal mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if I'm tracking vocals, I'll
Go
run
through
them
that.
through the Pueblos.
This is a piece of history right here.
Look at that, baby.
The inbox.
Like I told you, there was some transition going on at the house.
Uh-huh.
Someone found this and was like, does anyone want it?
Or
yeah, I keep
memories.
it. I want it there just for whoever knows what it is like, oh, shoot.
And then vocals through the SM7?
Always. I've worked on the last all-time low record, Wake Up Sunshine. We rented a house in Palm Springs. Our producer, Zach Cervini, set his stuff up in the living room. Everything on that album was recorded, every vocal was recorded with this SM7. Most of the time we're writing and producing the song, so we had like, 40 some songs by the time it was done, but just due to the speed of busting out a new song every day, a lot of the time our singer Alex would just be sitting on the couch or sitting on the floor, like with the SM7 right here, just for the immediacy of it. I had a Manly Cardioid reference that I use for vocals sometimes, but I no longer use that. I sold that, and it's been the SM7, man. Yeah, going through the Cloud Lifter. It's not plugged in right now, I think.
And then I recognize this desk. Is this like a Guitar Center?
Yeah. This was here when I moved into the Blue House.
Yeah.
It was just, it was like up for grabs. So
Nice.
I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
And then HS, these are the Yamaha HSs, right?
My subwoofer is next door in David's room, but I'm always working with that too. Also a Yamaha.
Great.
But yeah, man.
And then is this your headphone distro?
Yeah, that's
is
an OG.
this?
That's from when I first started, like 6 years ago.
Splits it up, so you put one signal into it and it splits it up into like 4 or 5?
Yeah, exactly. So this splitter comes out of the
Got
Apollo
it.
into the input here, and then I have 4 jacks and that's usually plenty for, at most you'll have 4 people in a session.
Where can people follow you and see what you're doing and any new stuff coming out?
There's plenty of stuff that I've worked on and I've been super proud of coming out soon. You can follow me, Dan Swank, DANSWANK, on Instagram. But yeah, man, I try to keep up with socials enough and share what I'm working on, so. And come to an All Time Low show.
All right. Is there a tour coming out soon, or
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
any dates?
we're headlining Sad Summer Fest starting August all the way through November. So we'll be on the road a ton. There's some UK dates. Aside from that, just US for now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, dude, thank you for having
Dude,
me.
thank you
And,
so much, man.
Great
Yeah.
to hang and see this spot and
Great hang.
know that this whole thing exists. This is
Yeah,
rad.
dude.
Everyone go give him a follow. Links down in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.